Today we're going to talk about the latest commitment to the 2020 class for Oklahoma, Edgerrin Cooper, and all that's coming up after the bumper.
What do you mean you don't subscribe to my son's YouTube channel?
Mama, no!
Just snap the damn ball, RJ.
What's up, kin folks? It's RJ Young. I am not on a step mill. Consider hitting the like and subscribe button because I upload a video every single day. It's always OU related, college football related, sports related. We have a good time. And today I want to talk about Edgerrin Cooper, but I also need to say, I got out to the Squirtle Showdown at Bixby earlier today, 7-on-7, saw lots of great players. Owatsu was out there, Broken Arrow was out there. Of course, Bixby was out there, Kawita was out there, Booker T was out there. A lot of great competition being held. And yes, a lot of great players to look for. I mean, like, I'm on the Brendan Presley hype train, all right? I'm also on the Cole Duggar hype train. I'm on the JD Geneva hype train. And I got more to say about those folks, and man, just getting to know some of the folks that make up high school football, notably the parents, and getting to talk with some of the coaches that are out there. I enjoy it. I'm having a good time. I'm probably going to break down some of this at 9 to 11 on the show, the RJ Young Show, which airs on the Sports Animal locally, 97.1 FM, if you're so inclined. Now, Edgerrin Cooper is the first linebacker get for Brian Odom. That's a big deal. Now, I thought that perhaps maybe that dude would come from in-state and make a statement about that. Nope, that's not what happened. Edgerrin Cooper, though, I didn't really think that dude was going to make the move, because even yesterday, like, Crystal Balls had him going to Mississippi State, and for good reason. I mean, he's from Louisiana. He's the third highest rated linebacker to come out of Louisiana this cycle, and it felt like it was going to be Mississippi State, perhaps Oklahoma, right? And then there's a few others that you can mention, but apparently when he took his visit, a few things stuck out. Now, we can talk about the family atmosphere, and we should never undersell that. But what I'm getting most out of this, and this happened with Edgerrin Cooper, was when they break down his huddle highlights, when they break down film sessions, one of the things that he reports is they knew exactly what I'm good at, and they want me to do what I'm good at. And this is a gap shooter, as they say. This is a guy that knows how to break down in the hole and make a tackle. Now, he could play edge, but I think that he's much more of an inside linebacker, even at 6'2", 212. Now, his wingspan is like 6'4", so he's still got some growing to do. But it's also a really good get for, you were going, who's going to be the first linebacker to go get? And it felt like Oklahoma was going to strike out going into the dead period that starts next week. I mean, we're going into this weekend where we're going to get the last, I think, commitments that we're going to see for a month. And then we'll see visits and offers and whatnot going back out again. But with Edgerrin Cooper in the boat, now you get to look a little bit more closely at the defensive recruiting and go, I kind of like this. You know, Dante Manning, as much as folks think that he's ready to flip, he's still in the boat. Until he flips, stop talking about it. Well, I'm not going to say stop talking about it. I'm just going to say that he's in the boat. I always tell every kid, take your visits. You get 5 officials. Take all 5. Doesn't matter if you're in love with the program that you think that you're going to go to. Take all 5. See parts of the country you haven't seen. I tell every kid, take a visit to Hawaii, because have you been there? Would you like to go there? You know, take a visit to Syracuse, New York. You know, take a visit to the parts of the country that you would most like to see. You know, Grand Canyon College, if you get do that. And I think that we're going to see more of that. Now, Ryan Watts apparently also is just looking at Penn State, so forth, so on, but he's in the boat. So you got 2 great DBs back there. Now, right, you got this great linebacker. So you're getting to see them fill out the 2020 class. And we know that defensive recruiting is what most people want to whine about, because it's not enough to get a 5-star quarterback in the boat on Thursday. It's like, well, where's the 5-star defensive talent? To which I continue to say, whether you like it or not, Brendan Buki Radley Hiles is a 5-star corner who's being asked to play out of position. Whether you like it or not, Caleb Kelly's 5-star linebacker who has had his injury woes and has been playing out of position, even in a scheme that doesn't necessarily fit what he's good at. And we're still trying to figure out what, if anything, there's going to be done about Levi Draper. I think Levi Draper can play. I think he's going to have to find his way. I think that the more I keep hearing about it, the more I hear Deshaun White might be the most talented linebacker that Oklahoma's seen in quite some time. And that's saying a lot, because I think that Kenneth Murray Jr. is the best athlete on that team. I mean, 6'3", 240, walking off the bus. Now, instincts, y'all have your druthers. I still think that Kenneth Murray Jr. is an outstanding middle linebacker. Maybe he's much more of a wielding in his mic. We'll have to wait and see. I think that having Brian Meade there to compete also helps you out tremendously. But in Edgerrin Cooper, we get our first real look at what does Alex Grinch and Brian Odom like? What are they recruiting to? What does the system look like? And you got a gap shooter, what they said. Again, I think of it in terms of Jeremiah Trotter, in terms of Junior Seau, right? The guys for which you wouldn't hesitate to have that guy coming downhill. Back in the day, it was a fullback. Now it's a guard, right? That is pulling through the hole. You want to be able to shuck that dude off and get to the tailback. You want a guy that doesn't hesitate but to go into the hole. You want a guy that knows how to fill, that is a natural, instinctive linebacker, that doesn't take a lot of false steps, that takes good angles. And I think that's what you're getting in Edgerrin Cooper. I don't think you're getting a tweener. And that's also really, really important, because one of my dings on Mike Stoops' recruiting is, yeah, some of these guys are highly rated because they're great athletes that play football. Now go get me a football player. Get me a great football player, and then we'll see what you do with it. But you have a bunch of guys out there that didn't necessarily feel like they fit any scheme, as Mike Stoops wanted to be more multiple in everything we're doing. Now, I know that Alex Grinch's scheme is going to be multiple in everything they're doing, but I also want to see what that looks like, because just because you're running some variation of a 3-4, 3-3-5, 4-2-5, whatever, I still think it's much more of a 3-3-5 than I think it is anything else. It all depends on, did you stop people from scoring? And then we'll analyze, how did you stop people from scoring? Because the thing that is becoming clear, and this is one of the reasons I love data and analysis at a scientific and mathematical level, we're learning that coverage matters more than pass rush. Not to say that you don't need pass rush. You absolutely need pass rush. But if you can get pressure with 4, it's usually not just because your defensive linemen are better than the offensive linemen, because that's 5 against 4 and they should win that every time. It's because the guys on the back end playing in the secondary, playing safety and corner, absolutely they're taking away a lot of the throws for which a quarterback wants to make. And every time you get to make a quarterback hold on the ball, they kill you. Matter of fact, I'm watching these 7-on-7s earlier today, and I'm going, I don't think a lot of these folks are going to play these same defenses. And I'm asking around, like, no, they're not, because you're going to see folks like Bishop Kelly plays cover 1, play cover 0, blitz the hell out of you, and say, you're either going to make that pass in 2.5 seconds or you're going to eat the football, right? And I think you can do that in high school, even at 5A level, but you can't do that in college unless you're super duper fast. And I'm still not sure if everybody on this roster is fast enough to play in Grinch's Ph.D, even as he says everybody flies to the football, nobody makes a solo tackle. If you make a solo tackle, you're lucky. Now, with Edgerrin Cooper, again, we get a very good direction. We understand where the recruiting is going in that position, and that is worth knowing. All right, that is it for me. Deuces.